Welcome to this explainer. Look, right now, the market is absolutely flooded, right? Every single day there's some new tool promising to totally change your life, and honestly, it can feel literally impossible to know what's actually worth your time, your money, and your energy. So today, we're cutting through that massive hype. We're going to completely demystify this and reveal the actual tools and the real secret behind successful AI content automation in 2026. We are stripping away all that marketing noise to look purely at the mechanics of what actually works.
Okay, let's dive right into this curation blueprint. I've tested over 20 different tools so you don't have to, and here are the 5 core areas we're covering that actually matter. First, the AI noise filter. Second, assistance for thinking out loud. Third, research tools you can trust. Fourth, the content automation secret. And finally, what to skip entirely.
So let's kick things off with Section 1, the AI noise filter. To understand what actually works in content automation, and just in general, we first have to confront the sheer volume of choices out there. I mean, the barrier to entry for creating software has totally plummeted, which means, well, everyone is suddenly a tech founder. But here's the harsh reality of that flood. Hundreds of tools are launching every single month, but a staggering 90% of them, 90%, are just the exact same wrapper built around the exact same 3 core AI models. They might throw on a shiny new logo, a super sleek user interface, or run a really aggressive marketing campaign. But under the hood, they aren't offering you anything uniquely valuable. They're literally just charging you a premium to pass your prompt to a model you could easily access yourself.
So how exactly do we filter out that 90%? Well, we apply the golden rule. Does it save real time on a specific recurring task? That's it. The tools that actually survive long-term, they aren't the flashiest ones. They're the ones that pass this strict time-saving filter for things you do over and over. Say you're doing the exact same manual formatting every single Wednesday. If a tool can instantly handle that, that is a keeper. But if it's just a fun little toy that distracts you from your actual work, you drop it.
Moving right along to Section 2, assistance for thinking out loud.
Let's look at how our golden rule applies to frontier chat assistants. Believe it or not, these are still the highest leverage tools that most people are completely misusing in their daily workflows. A lot of folks are kind of stuck in the past, right? They're prompting AI like a search bar, asking for a final finished draft. And the results, they're always going to be wooden and robotic. To actually win here, you need to make a mental shift. Start treating it like a smart colleague you can bounce ideas off of. Think about it. You wouldn't walk up to a human coworker and say, "Hey, write my entire project in 5 seconds." No way. You'd sit down, outline the problem, and brainstorm together.
If you use these assistants strictly for outlining, thinking out loud, and just getting unstuck rather than demanding a final output, you're actually utilizing the tool to its true potential. Imagine you're staring at a blank page, trying to write a script or maybe a newsletter. Instead of asking the tool to write the whole shebang for you, just explain your half-baked idea. Dump your raw, messy thoughts into the chat and ask it to organize them into a cohesive outline. You keep the creative control. You just use the AI as a bulldozer to smash through writer's block.
All right, Section 3, research tools you can trust.
Now, how we handle information and research requires a completely different approach. Why? Because standard chatbots on their own have a massive trust problem. When you're creating content or, say, pulling data for a huge presentation, your reputation is literally on the line. You absolutely cannot afford to rely on a tool that confidently hallucinates facts. And that is exactly why purpose-built research tools are so vital right now. They solve this trust problem by bringing the receipts. If you're using AI for something you'd normally have to meticulously fact-check, you need a specialized research tool that actually proves its work. These are totally distinct from your standard conversational AI. They're designed specifically to anchor their answers in verified data.
So the crucial point here is this specific workflow. By letting the AI ingest a massive pile of documents, then interrogate that data based on your specific queries, and finally explicitly cite its sources with direct links, you entirely eliminate the manual fact-checking step from your workflow. Talk about a massive time saver. You're no longer opening 20 browser tabs trying to verify one single statistic. Instead, the tool points you directly to, say, page 14 of the PDF where it actually found the answer.
It's a real game changer.
Which brings us to Section 4, the content automation secret. This is the core of our explainer today, the real secret behind audio, video, and content production in 2026. This is where solo creators are completely leveling the playing field against massive media companies. Look, people assume these production tools are magic buttons, right? They think there's some app where you just press create and boom, a viral masterpiece pops out. But actually, scratch that, it's not like that at all. The secret is much more practical and grounded.
Content automation is quietly changing solo creation, not through magic, but by systematically removing the mundane. It's all about identifying the friction points in your specific workflow and outsourcing them to algorithms. Let's get specific here. We're talking about tools that handle AI-assisted editing to instantly cut out dead air, or voice generation for really quick voiceovers. Tools turning long podcasts into punchy shorts, doing automatic translations for global audiences, and instant clip generation. These are revolutionizing production. They allow a solo creator to take one single, highly researched piece of long-form content and automatically splinter it across multiple platforms without spending 40 extra hours doing totally tedious manual labor.
So the true secret of content automation absolutely isn't about replacing the creator. It's just about removing the boring 40% of the job. The translating, the clipping, the formatting, the color correction, that is the 40% the AI handles. And that leaves you completely unburdened to focus on the 60% that actually matters, the core creator magic, your unique perspective, your personality, your storytelling. When you automate the mundane, you absolutely amplify your magic.
Finally, Section 5. What to skip entirely. As we navigate this wild landscape, knowing what to use is really only half the battle. Knowing what to avoid is just as vital to saving your time and protecting the quality of your output. So here is your golden rule for what to ignore. Skip tools promising to fully replace a skill you actually want to keep. Seriously, avoid anything promising to write your whole book or run your whole business for you. Why? Because these universally produce generic, completely forgettable output. If you're a writer, your unique voice is your competitive advantage. If you let a machine write your book, you lose the very thing that makes people want to read it in the first place. Never, ever outsource your core competency.
As we wrap up this explainer, I think this quote perfectly summarizes the broader framework you should apply to any new AI tool you encounter. The winning pattern in 2026 is AI doing the repetitive 80%, you doing the judgment-heavy 20%. Whether it's sorting data, formatting text, or clipping videos, give the repetitive bulk to the machine, but reserve the high-level judgment, the strategy, and the creative direction entirely for yourself. That, for sure, is how you win.
Since the tools in this space will inevitably change every few months, but that time-saving filter we discussed today absolutely won't, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. If AI is destined to take over the boring 40% of your job, what are you doing today to ruthlessly cultivate the 60% that makes you uniquely human? Drop a comment below with your biggest daily time suck, and I'll tell you if there's a real, proven tool